What is holding you back from living a life true to yourself? What fear or narrative are you allowing to fill your mind that's stopping you from moving forward? Consider the worst case scenario. Someone may laugh at you or judge you, but so what? If you live a life according to others' expectations, you aren't living your life, you're living theirs. Brené Brown often quotes Theodore Roosevelt. If you're not in the arena getting your ass kicked, I'm not interested in your feedback. If we try, we have already won. Even if you think you have failed, you haven't. There is always something to be gained from the process. By stepping out of your comfort zone, you have grown as a person. You have been brave, gained confidence and knowledge from the experience. But if it doesn't work out as planned, don't stop there. Take what you've learned and implement it into your next move. When I made the choice to live in a van, I was worried about what others thought. I would say I'm travelling to avoid judgment rather than explaining that it was a life choice. I would get trolls online calling me a doll bludger, saying they were paying for my lifestyle choice. I used to respond explaining, I work full time, I'm a YouTuber, I'm an artist. But then I thought, why? They are just keyboard warriors, unhappy in their own lives. I don't need to prove myself to anyone. The best thing you can do for yourself is to remove negativity from your life. Don't feed it by responding to someone else's negative emotions. On the flip side though, we should also refrain from judgment of others. Jumping the gun with our opinions before we know someone else's full story. This is a practice. I am still guilty of doing this, acting out in anger on the road if someone cuts me off. But I don't know why they did it. Maybe they have a sick child in the car and they're focused on getting to a hospital. Maybe someone close to them just passed away and they aren't completely focused. It is important to not only allow ourselves grace, but also allow that same grace to others. Talk kindly to yourself. Be your biggest supporter. How is anyone going to believe in you if you don't? If someone in your life puts you or your ideas down, distance yourself and don't share your ideas with them. Keep your circle positive. Listen to positive music and motivational speeches. Positivity breeds positivity. There will always be challenges along the way. It is okay to feel frustrated and disappointed, but don't let it overwhelm you. Remember, they are just moments in time. Ask yourself, what lesson is this here to teach me? Since I started my solo van life journey, I have been faced with many challenges. Some physical, some emotional, and some spiritual. But I am grateful for all of it, because those moments in time have allowed my true, authentic self to break through the mask I have been wearing for so long. I am not sure if it's age that's brought me to this ability to release care, or if it has been the last few years of self-discovery. But I can tell you, after 45 years of worrying what other people think, it is the greatest freedom of all to live a life true to yourself. I believe we are on this earth to experience all the emotions life has to offer. The laughter, the tears, the anger, the sadness. I also believe that all these emotions are better shared with others. I love my little life of solitude. It is extremely peaceful most of the time. I get to sit in silence and connect with nature in a way that is difficult to do with others around. I can listen to whatever music I like at any sound level I like. I can spend hours building my empire or swinging in a hammock. Whilst I couldn't live without these moments of solitude, I have come to learn that life is also meant to be shared. Those moments with someone where you start laughing over the stupidest thing, but you can't stop laughing because the other person is laughing. The whole moment of joy is amplified because you are sharing it with someone else. Or those moments of vulnerability where you share your feelings with a friend and they get emotional too because they appreciate that you have felt safe enough to share it with them. Those moments bond people together. Those moments are when I feel most love. All this is not to say you should wait around for someone else to do something. Go out and enjoy a fabulous meal on your own. Pack the car up and go camping for the weekend on your own. You don't need someone else to dance with to move your body in time with your favourite song. But do also prioritise your relationships. Call your family member to tell them that you love them. Thank your friend for being so amazing and inspirational. The more love you give out, the more love you will receive. And the more you become the truest version of yourself, the more people you will inspire to be the best version of themselves. Over the almost 4 years relearning what brings me joy, I have had moments where my younger self would have cried, seeing me live this dream life I have created. I have sat at the desk in my van, overlooking a beautiful river, listening to my favourite tunes, using watercolours and pencils to create artwork again, triggering a memory of me as a teenager in my room, surrounded by Pearl Jam posters on the walls, listening to that song I'm sure was getting me through what would have felt like the biggest heartbreak of my life, sitting at my huge drawing table working on my latest art project. Sometimes we don't know exactly what it is we want to do with our lives, but by following our curiosity, the universe has a way of unfolding our dreams as we go. YouTube didn't exist when I was younger. Yes, I am that old. And it didn't even enter my mind to have a YouTube channel when I started van life. But different experiences along the way have guided me to this point. Now I have fallen in love with creating videos, short movies where I can bring people together to appreciate our beautiful country, nature, living in the outdoors, and most of all, creating a community where we all share ideas and experiences. Faith is defined as having complete trust in something. It doesn't necessarily have to be in a greater power outside ourselves. Maybe we are the higher power. Maybe learning to have faith in ourselves is what we are here to do. Some religions say that God, or the universe, lives through us. If that is the case, then aren't we God or the universe? If we are, then wouldn't we want to be experiencing as much as we can in our time on this earthly plane? If we were the star in the movie we called life, wouldn't we want the reviewer to be interested in what we are doing? If we get to review our entire life when we leave this earthly plane, wouldn't we want the moments to be filled with joy, laughter, excitement, and love? But then all those moments couldn't be truly appreciated without also feeling hurt, sadness, anger, and frustration. Maybe living a life of comfortableness, avoiding relationships to avoid the hurt, avoiding the adventure to avoid the fear, avoiding stepping into our true selves to avoid judgment. Maybe life is on the other side of comfort. But how do we really live a full life? Are we meant to work hard to achieve? Or do we accomplish through releasing expectation of outcome and taking inspired action? Alan Watts philosophises that a seed does not grow by us digging it up every day to check it is growing. It sprouts through us having faith in our ability to provide it with nutrient-rich soil and watering it regularly. If we took this same theory to our lives, we could constantly take actions each day towards our goals, having faith that we will reach them because we have watered and cared for them. There will most certainly be challenges along the way, but like a tree needing strong winds to help it grow stronger and more rooted in the earth, we must understand that challenges are part of the journey so that we may become the person who has already achieved the goal. For example, if we wish to be a world-famous singer, we must receive knockbacks along the way so that we apply ourselves more, to step outside of our comfort zones, to reach higher notes, or become more confident on stage. All journeys are one of self-development. This is why Alan Watts also says, life is a dance. It is about enjoying the dance, not waiting for the end of the song. Whether we know it or not, societal conditioning is placed upon all of us from the moment we are birthed. It is not acceptable to dance in the street when you feel like it. Your passions are great, but they will not provide you a steady income. You cannot experience true unconditional love unless you have a child. You must contribute to society by working a normal job. You must live in a house and pay land taxes. If we all lived by societal norms, what a boring world this would be. Each one of us has completely different DNA for a reason. We are meant to live a life true to who we are so that we may evoke emotions in others through creativity. Make someone smile just because we chose to express joy through dance or song in a random moment. Or simply inspire someone else to be who they are meant to be by being exactly who we are meant to be.